All right, we are live. Hey, everyone, Dave Calafiore along with Drew Griffin. Welcome to the AskSpot 3.0 reveal event. We are so excited about this. We've been working on some killer stuff over the past quarter, and we're excited to kind of lay it all out for you today. Drew, what's up, man?
Man, I'm excited for a number of different reasons. Obviously, we've got this big reveal, and David, believe it or not, it's somewhat of an anniversary. It's almost like a birthday for AskSpot. It's hard to believe that
Yeah,
AskSpot is turning 1.
our little baby
Yeah,
is a
right.
year old.
It's crazy how fast this AI stuff. And David, we just got back from Arizona, at least at the time of this call and recording, at a AI conference where we're kind of talking about where AskSpot was a year ago and where it is today. And we are really excited. I mean, like, we've come a long way. We have packed a lot of new features, lots of new functionality. Obviously, AI is emerging and it's growing and it's doing all kinds of crazy things super quick, rapidly. Like, before you know it, there's new stuff coming out all the time. And we're excited, we're elated to share with you some really cool stuff that I think just brings a lot of practicality into the world of us as agency owners, as business owners, our clients, who are really eager and interested in using AI in their businesses. And quite frankly, they have to, right? Like, otherwise, there are a lot of businesses, ours included, are going to be left behind if we don't leverage this in a proper way. So I'm excited, man. We've got lots to cover today. And I thought we would just jump right into it, say hello to a bunch of people. Hey, welcome everybody. It's so good to see everybody. We got George, Chris, Olivier, BJ. Hey, man, was hoping to see you out there in Arizona, but I guess we weren't able to connect there. Wendy, Justice, the list goes on. Really great to see everybody. And if you haven't said hello, hello, welcome to the AskSpot 3.0 reveal. Go ahead and say hello inside of chat. We'll be glad to acknowledge that you're here. Would you mind doing us a favor? Like, give us a number 1 if you are currently an AskSpot user, and a number 2 if you're not an AskSpot user. That gives us a good idea of who is actually and actively using the platform. And those of you who are not, we've got lots to share with you today. There's so much packed underneath the hood that it's almost impossible to show you everything. But we've got some really incredible examples that David has put together, and we're going to kind of walk you through some new stuff that's underneath the hood. But let us know if you're a user or you're not a user. It gives us a good idea as to what we can talk about. And above and beyond that, if you're not a user, we've got something for you as well. And we would love to invite you to get a personalized one-on-one demo with Kim from our team. No hard sales or anything like that. If you have questions, general questions about AI in general, or this tool and how this might help you as an agency owner, as a future AI consultant. And by the way, you should absolutely be thinking along those lines of becoming an AI consultant out in the world. We're going to need them, and lots of businesses could really benefit from your help. And if you're a local business owner, right, or one that could use and leverage these types of tools, particularly AskSpot, we would be elated for the introduction, or we'll be able to show you around the hood. So with that said, David, I'm going to dig right into it. We've got lots to cover. And again, we get that not everyone on this call is an AskSpot.ai user. To that end and to that degree, we would love to invite you. Again, no hard push or sale or anything like that. You can head over to demo.askspot.ai and schedule yourself a time that's convenient for you to take a peek underneath the hood at some of our basic functions, some of our advanced functions, and certainly very soon what we're going to be revealing today, which I think is really, really great, right? So if somebody wouldn't mind pasting that link in the comments, that would be awesome, so we can just get through this presentation. All right, let's dig in for today's topics, right? So again, welcome to everybody. Super excited to see you guys today. Happy New Year to you if we haven't had the chance to say so, but let's get into it, right? What I want you to do right now is think about the best tools in the hands of the right people, right? I know that's kind of weird. We're kind of this weird transition, right? We're talking about tools that our businesses can be using right now to do a better job and to get the best net results that they're looking for, right? Like a carpenter crafting a masterpiece. What I'm really trying to do here is kind of shift your idea is to how to use a tool like AskSpot, right? And AI, a chef plating perfection, right? So like you've all had some great food. David and I probably ate way too much and some really, really good food while we were out there in Arizona. And maybe like the tools of a surgeon, right? They use all kinds of diagnostics and all kinds of tools to save lives, right? These tools, they don't just enable them to do their jobs and their businesses, they really empower their business. They empower their profession to do better jobs and to deliver incredible results for their customers and clients. AskSpot, what we're going to be talking today, is built to do just that, like to empower local marketing agencies like you guys, AI consultants like you guys, and your businesses, right? Your businesses and those that you serve to turn opportunity into measurable, scalable outcomes. Right? If we really dive down into the thick of it, like you're in the business of delivering outcomes, results, whether it's lead generation or you're trying to drive top line revenue for your own business or for those of your clients, the things that you do for them, the lead generation, the SEO, the social media posts, the opt-ins and creating blog posts and all kinds of content, right? That's all supposed to drive towards what they want more of, more attention, more credibility, more awareness, more leads, obviously more revenue, right? They're supposed to do a job. When you hire somebody to do something at your house, whether it's a landscaper or maybe an electrician or a plumber, like you want the net result. You don't just want somebody to show up, right? You want them to fix your toilet. You want them to install the appliance, whatever it is. That's the net outcome. So we got to start thinking like that, right? And the cool thing about AskSpot is you can do a lot of this stuff without really even knowing a single line of coding. So this is your moment right now with this whole emergence of AI to build smarter, to act faster, and to transform those outcomes with ease. With AskSpot, you can deliver simple, practical, pragmatic net outcomes with our tool. Today, we're proud to announce a major leap forward to AskSpot, our most innovative and versatile platform yet. I can't wait to share this with you. At AskSpot, we believe that every agency, every business, much like every carpenter that's out there, every landscaper that's out there, or artist, needs the right tools to create something extraordinary. Whether it's solving a problem, seizing an opportunity, or bringing a vision to life, tools are what turn imagination and skill into reality and outcomes. AskSpot is your toolkit for achieving your net outcomes. Those measurable results that define what success is for your agency and what success really means for your clients, right? Like the outcome that we were just talking about. You want the thing being taken care of, whatever that is. More leads leads to more customers, leads to more revenue, top line revenue, and growth, right? AskSpot isn't just a platform, it's your solution builder. It really is your toolkit, a precisional instrument for a creative partner for you. So think about some of these tools, right? A carpenter uses saws and chisels to transform raw materials into something functional and beautiful. I want you to start thinking along these lines, right? A landscaper cultivates growth, turning empty spaces into thriving ecosystems. Maybe for those of you who just have the overgrown grass or weeds, right? You get the idea. A painter or an artist relies on brushes and colors to evoke emotion and to tell stories about the things that they're creating, whether it's a musician or perhaps even a painter or an artist of some sort. A chef, well, They blend ingredients to craft something delightful and nourishing. I'm thinking about the breakfast sandwich that I had out in Arizona. It was
Oh
so,
man, so good.
so good, right? Right?
We had
You
one
know,
every day we were there.
yeah, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It was really great. My waistline's really showing it. So kudos to the chef that really took good care of us whilst we were out there. You know, David's wife, she's a physician. Physicians use a variety of instruments, labs, and diagnostics, tests, and procedures to diagnose and heal their patients, right? So we got to start thinking a little bit differently as local marketing agency owners and consultants and all kinds of stuff that we're doing inside our businesses. And how can we use and leverage AI to do it, right? So in every case, it's the tools and the skill to use them that makes the difference. That's what we're really providing. We're providing a difference maker for our customers and clients, and what produces the desired net outcomes that we're really, really interested in, that we're interested in for our own business and our agency. In some case, you guys have a net outcome that you're interested in. You're here today to learn about AskSpot and how you can leverage this in your business. But what's the real net outcome? How can you use this tool to serve your clients, to serve your churches, to serve local HVAC companies, Main Street USA, right? Or wherever you are in the world, because AI works all across the world. So I'd love for you guys to let us know what type of outcomes that you're looking for. Is it more leads? Is it more sales? Is it more customers? Do you want to help your customers and clients get more net results? Like, what does that mean to you guys? Go ahead and let us know that in chat as we continue with this presentation. So listen, AskSpot, it's a set of specialized tools to build meaningful customer experiences, automate tasks, and scale your business. Now, with AskSpot 2.0, we brought you Flow Builder, and that wasn't too long ago, right? Flow Builder has been a game changer for a lot of people. We know
3 months ago, about 3 months ago.
3 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And people are building some extraordinary things with Flow Builders, making it visually appealing to drag and drop and do some really cool shit with your AskSpot accounts, right? So listen, this is what AskSpot 2.0 brought. Flexibility, right? It's like kind of like a carpenter's toolbox. It's got everything that you need, like the ability to drop in messages and webhooks and AI mode and so much more. You can even personalize your AI assistants and chatbots. You can gather customer data with question blocks, then guide their journey with precision, like a landscaper cultivating growth and visual impact. I'm kind of a visual guy. As a guy, I'm a very visual person. You get to add images and videos and gallery blocks to capture the attention, much like an artist draws eyes to their work. With AskSpot's Flow Builder, you can craft seamless, engaging, and dynamic customer experiences one block at a time. Now, we believe that AskSpot's Flow Builder provided any agency, any consultant with the most versatile toolkit that was out there, right? Yeah, we've got competitors. We're not going to really talk about them today because, they're in their lane. We're staying in our lane, and we believe that we've got best in class, world class SaaS with AskSpot.ai.
Drew, we can't put the comments up on the screen anymore. Dave's finding them annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Dave.
Kind of like ManyChat, but not limited to Facebook. True.
Yep. So again, we think it's the most versatile toolkit until now. Introducing AskSpot 3.0, a new AI-powered software tool designed to unlock opportunity and deliver net outcomes. No coding required. Today, we're bringing IntelliForms to AskSpot. IntelliForms. Yep. Remember that word. I think you guys are going to love IntelliForms. It's a smarter way to collect and work with data and to do some very interesting things along the way. AskSpot 3.0 provides a simple, practical, and pragmatic AI-powered toolkit. And we'd like to tell you all about them right now. Think of IntelliForm as the physician's diagnostic tool, or the chef's recipe book, or an autonomous receptionist helping you gather the right information to craft a personalized outcome for every single user that interacts with your AI. It transforms static forms into dynamic AI-powered experiences. So here's just a few things that the IntelliForms do, and then we're going to get right into it. I promise. David's going to give you an exhaustive, awesome demonstration of what these things are all about. So customization, right? Design forms with tailored input fields to suit any use case, whether it's lead generation, customer surveys, or even appointment scheduling. Personalization, like think about the input that may just go into one of these forms. Every form adapts to the user's inputs, providing dynamic outputs that feel tailored and responsive to them as an individual. Like I'm different from Dave. Dave is different from Patricia. Patricia is different from Olivier and Dara and George and Chris and so on and so forth, right? Turning a mundane form into engaging interaction. It's not just a form, right? There's a incredible experience, like a landing page. I can't wait to share these with you. A visual integration, like you can add videos and images and branding elements, and people won't even realize that it's AI behind all this kind of stuff that we're going to be providing to them to make the experience more memorable, much like a chef plating a dish to perfection. Automations with prompt chaining. Yes, prompt chaining. Link questions and responses seamlessly to streamline complex workflows, just like a physician connects symptoms to a diagnosis, and so much more. We're just getting started with this. Whether you're collecting leads or onboarding clients, IntelliForms turn a basic form into powerful conversion tools. With AskSpot 3.0 and IntelliForms, we've reimagined the mundane chatbot. Listen, everybody's got a chatbot these days. Everybody, right? Whether you're using our platform or somebody else's, you all know it. It's that little that little thing down in the right-hand corner, right? We're talking about something completely different here. And we'd love to show you some of AskSpot's IntelliForm capabilities right now. David, I'm going to pass it over to you, my friend. AskSpot 3.0, IntelliForms. Check this out.
Okay, man, let me share my screen and we'll get into it really quick here. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right, man, let me know when that screen's up for you.
You're good to go.
All right. So, yeah, I think Drew did a nice job. A big round of applause for Drew for kind of laying the groundwork here to bring this to you. So, welcome to this new feature set inside of AskSpot 3.0. As Drew said, these forms that we're talking about, intelligent forms, help you create outcomes for yourself, for your customers, for your clients, whoever you might be using these forms for. So let me kind of break down for you how this works. Also, before we get into it, as you notice, little new look here, Drew, in the AskSpot dashboard, a little bit of a refresh, update. Looks nice, bright, clean, professional. What do you think?
I love it. It's nice and slick, minimalistic, clean. It's super duper fast. I really love the way that it's looking.
Yeah. Before I show you the forms, I want to show you a few other quick updates that we've just added, which are also part of AskSpot 3.0. So if we go into our flow builder here, and my internet's always so slow when we're on these calls.
Carla says it's looking awesome. It's easy in the eye. I've never received a compliment so kind. Most of the time people are looking at me and say, Drew, you are not easy to look on the eyes, but I'll take that, Carla. I'm going to copy and paste that and tell my wife all about that. Thank you.
And hang on a second here. My internet, I'm going to Drew, I'm going to come off screen for a sec. I got to switch my internet signal here. Give me a quick sec.
All good. Well, I'll just do a song and dance until David gets back. But so good to see everybody here today. And as David's switching over to the internet signal of choice, little kind of brief layup about this. We've been working hard on this in the background, and AskSpot has been absolutely a blast to work with. And we were recently out in in Arizona and give a sneak peek to everybody, but you guys are actually getting the first look at what we've got here with these IntelliForms. And there's been a lot underneath the hood that we had to do, and we're continuously building in new features for AskSpot and these IntelliForms. So it looks like David's coming back. So let's go ahead and bring him back up. Derek says, can this integrate with Go High Level? Well, we will be addressing that in a moment because a lot of the data that we can collect can be web hooked. And we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. So let's see. Let me bring you up here, David. There you go.
Yeah, hang on one sec, Drew. I'm so sorry. My internet is on the fritz here. And when you're doing these calls, it uses a lot of bandwidth. And one sec.
All good. Yeah, Richard, yes. We can do collection of this data by way of webhook into Go High Level and some other CRMs as well.
All right, Drew, I'll be right back. I'm just going to reset my computer. I'm so sorry.
That's all good.
Thanks for everybody's patience. Tech glitches.
Yeah. I promise it's going to be worth it for everybody to check this out. This is really slick. And what you're about to see is David comes out there. A couple of different examples. I've seen a bunch of the examples that he put together. We're going to be talking about, for those of you who are kind of in our newsletter program, this is really going to be pretty groundbreaking for a lot of our newsletter operators that are out there. So that we got, for some very basic things like social media posting and very interesting, clever ways to put things out there. What I really love about this, and you'll see this in just a moment, is the ability to create a landing page that is powered by AI. I think it's just the coolest thing ever, right? So for those of you who are like all into design and you've got your platform of choice, whether it's ClickFunnels or whether it's Go High Level. I mean, a ton of people have moved over to Go High Level. We love those guys, right? We love to play nicely in the sandbox with High Level. Or maybe you're a WordPress person or, whatever your platform of choice is. If you need to get a down and dirty landing page together, and not even down and dirty, like a beautiful looking landing page that simply does what you want it to do. Wait until you see what David brings up here with IntelliForms. It's really, really clever. And the ability to deploy something rapidly and quickly with just a few different elements, I think is going to be very intriguing for lots of folks. In fact, we were at this AI lead generation conference out in Arizona, and people were like, "Oh, what platform are you using to build out a landing?" We were actually building out our assets for lead magnets while we were at this event, and they're like, "Oh, what platform are you using?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we're just building out a what's called an IntelliForm," which I thought was really, really clever. So really excited about this to share this with you. So looks like I'm getting a message from David. Let's see what's going on. So let's see here. Let me add David back in. So Dave, your internet's not working with you?
I had to move to a different location here. I don't know what's my we have good internet, but of course, at the exact time when you need it, Drew, it's not working. I think I'm good now, though. We are good.
All right, cool.
All right, let me share my screen and we'll get into this really quick. So embarrassing.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Like it's technology, and sometimes it affects it. But I promise everybody, this is totally worth the wait to check out what we've got. So we've got a couple of questions, David, that I'm going to kind of load up for you in advance. So maybe you can answer them. I just alluded to the fact, the types of things that we're getting at here, and I just kind of loaded up, kind of tease a couple of teasers up, like being able to leverage this for newsletters, right? So events and perhaps even like local business spotlights. Like this is really, really clever usage for that. And let's go ahead. Let's just get into the mechanics of it, and then we'll kind of come up with some other examples and talk about this.
Okay, a couple quick things before we get into it that I want to show you that are also part of this update in 3.0 is as you know, recently we added our event scheduler into the app, which means you can let users who are interacting with your chatbots actually book appointments, schedule appointments in a conversational manner inside of our flow builder, right? So when we first launched this, we launched with the ability to connect a Go High Level calendar. Now we've just also added Calendly too, which is pretty damn cool. Let me just show you how it works. So when you set up your flow builder with this, you're going to obviously collect some information like a first name, last name, email address, right? And then you connect your event scheduler at the end of the chain. Now, what you do is basically select, which type of calendar you want to collect. So right now we have Calendly and High Level, and Google's coming. Google Calendars are waiting. They're taking forever to authorize us to be able to connect a Google Calendar here in our app. It should be sometime in the very, very near future. We're kind of getting towards the end of the authorization process there. But if you want to choose Calendly, just select it and you can just authorize the app with the OAuth. Boom, my calendar is now selected and connected. You can choose the specific booking type inside of your Calendly account right here. Boom, right? And we just hit save. And now, let me just save it up here. I'll just kind of show you how slick this is. So my first name's Dave, last name Calafiore, email. It's out true. It actually loads up Calendly right here with the booking type that you selected inside the setup. And somebody can go through, select the day, select the time. Boom, your email address is here already. It's asking you to add your name again to confirm. You can add any guests, add any notes, and boom, instantly schedule your appointment using Calendly right inside the chat. Which is
How cool is that? So, by the way, David, Mike Jansen just said something which I did not know, and thank you, Mike, for this. This is really good to know. He said, "FYI, you can connect Calendly with Google Calendar, so if they enter the appointment, it will show up in Google Calendar, which is cool.
Great workaround. But for those of you who are not using High Level or not using Calendly, Google Calendars are the next probably big type of calendar that most people are using. And that's coming soon. We're just waiting on Google to allow us to connect to their calendars. Thank you so much.
There's more coming in. Like, all right, the big one that just came in, I have to answer because like so many people ask this.
Sure.
Do we have a TidyCal integration coming?
We're working on that. We are working on that.
There you go.
Yep. It'll probably most likely work in a very similar way to the Calendly integration. So another thing that we've added here, which is requested by a bunch of folks, is the continue block, right? So Drew, maybe you can explain like where this might come in handy.
So I don't know. Like I guess when you get to the end of something, like obviously the name infers continuing to the next step.
Right. That's exactly what it is. So, maybe if you were using, one of these custom chatbots to maybe provide some content, like a series of videos, right? You may set up your flow here with, imagine this event scheduler here was a video. And under that video, you wanted to put a button that when allows somebody to, or let me just we'll add another video here. So we go, if we add a video to this, what this basically does is this continue button stops the flow until somebody presses the button here on the continue, then it would go to the next step in the flow. Okay. Which is really useful for like kind of what I just mentioned, laying out a bunch of content or maybe a series of videos that you want somebody to watch, in an order or one by one. So if this was a video, they could watch this video, the flow stops. There's a continue button underneath. When somebody clicks that continue button, it then continues on to the next video. And that's been added here, and that's now live in everybody's flow builders.
That's super helpful. being able to continue to the next thing opens up a world of possibilities for those of you who are course creators, or perhaps those of you who are kind of working on SOPs. Maybe you're doing some training, training bots on behalf of a customer and client to onboard new employees, or perhaps new customers to learn about products and services and how to use something more effectively, efficiently, taking them from step one to step two. Like, I think my wife would love this. Like, Drew, this is how you load the dishwasher. And I won't ever watch that Flowbot. So you get the idea, guys. Like, this is just opening up worlds of possibilities. I don't know. Maybe we want to cancel those Kajabi accounts that are out there. Pretty cool.
Awesome. So those two features are now live inside of the Flow Builder. One more thing I want to show you that has to do with sources. When you're adding sources to your chatbot, you can obviously add files and web pages, Q&As. We added a new feature to the Q&As, which allows you to put a question in, okay? You can put your answer in here, but what you can also do is have the AI suggest starting a specific flow that might have more information on the actual question that's being asked here, that somebody might want to kind of experience or get more information from, right? So you could kind of put, how to book an appointment, right? And you can put your answer in. Maybe there's a link or, the way that they might book that appointment, but you could also set up an appointment booking flow that can be triggered when somebody asks that question. So you can say, click here to book, right? Now you select the flow. And when somebody asks something similar to, how do I schedule? How do I book an appointment? It will trigger the answer here. And if you've connected the flow and the button, it will show that button below the answer. And when they click on it, it will start that flow. So really useful for those who maybe want to send someone down a pathway to get more information on a specific topic when somebody asks a question. And you might have a specific flow, like a calendar booking flow, or maybe a flow that has some information that maybe like, as an example, let's talk like real estate. Maybe you set up a flow that has a bunch of information and some videos about a real estate listing. You could actually send them to that flow to go through all that content when they ask a question like that. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to you, Drew?
Oh yeah, totally makes sense. I mean, there's lots of case uses that allows you to go from, it's almost like choose your own path. What do they call those? There was back in the day where you had to like write and scribble on some type of pad. I forget the name of that fun game.
Mad Libs.
Yeah, Mad Libs. It's very much like Mad Libs. Choose your own path.
Yeah.
Dave, we kind of did something right with what was that, the escape room. It's almost like choosing your own path. You have to figure some stuff out, but maybe not an escape room. But yeah, you go down that pathway based upon the user's input and open up a different flow, which is really cool.
Yeah. So a couple, other quick updates there before we get into the main event right now. So this is going to be available for everybody sometime, in the next week or two, but we're giving you the sneak preview today. And at the end of what we're going to show you today, Drew's going to fill you in on how you can get access to this sooner than that. Okay. So as Drew had already mentioned, our new feature here are called IntelliForms. And IntelliForms are on the front facing part of it, look like any other form that you might be able to build on the internet, like a type form, like a Google form, right? But behind the scenes, they have AI superpowers, which allow you to do things like create lead magnets that produce an outcome or a result for the end user, the person who's interacting with your form. You can create tools for your own agency. You can create AI-powered tools for clients and customers who you're working with. Drew and I have been talking a lot recently about where our digital agency is going, and it's less now about offering marketing services and more about helping businesses implement AI in a smart, practical way to help them save time and better serve their customers. Right, Drew?
Yeah,
And this,
absolutely.
what we've added here in AskSpot, we've really added for ourselves, knowing that we're going down this pathway, and we really think you should too. So what I'm going to show you today is going to help you create really useful tools for yourself, for your clients, for your potential prospects, all sorts of things. It's really only limited by your imagination. Okay. So you're going to notice up here, there's a new tab. When this becomes live in your dashboard, you'll be able to toggle between all types of tools, meaning chatbots or assistants and IntelliForms. So we're on the All tab here, Chatbots tab, IntelliForms tab, right? So maybe to start this, I'll just kind of show you what happens on the front end, right? For instance, here's one here that we created. And this is a lead magnet, okay? Struggling with social media, let's create a plan that works for your business. Essentially, what this does is creates a social media marketing plan for a local business, right? Pretty cool lead magnet, possibly, Drew. What do you think?
Yeah, so let's just kind of set this up. All right, I'm gonna kind of interview you about this. Right,
Sure.
there's lots of people here that probably at one time or another, or continue to do so, you offer social media marketing, right? Social media posting as a service or something along those lines, right? You probably need more customers and clients. You may, or maybe you're interested in more social media posting clients. Well, lead magnets. You all know what lead magnets are. How cool does this look, right? Like, what's going on behind the scenes with this? Like, what's the intention behind this form, this IntelliForm, this lead magnet that's powered by AI? So, what is that? What we're getting at here, David?
Exactly. Yeah. On the front facing part of it, it just feels like a form or, something that somebody can engage with to give specific information to somebody, right? A form. But on the back end, as we've been mentioning, there's AI superpowers. So this one is a lead magnet. We would, use this as a way to generate leads, generate interest, or perhaps get someone to kind of self-identify and raise their hand and let us know that they're looking for help with something specific. In this example, it's, social media marketing. So let's kind of go through this. This is kind of like a cover page, which explains what's happening and what you'll get in the end by engaging with this. Hit the get started button. And now we're going to collect some business info. And we'll just kind of go through and fill this out. Let's see here. Put the name of a business in. Retail specialty foods. We sell organic EVOO and leaders from around the world. Okay, so business name, industry or business type, who's your primary audience? People who love cooking and continue. Current social media presence. Select multiple options. Say we just use Facebook, right? Biggest social media challenges. Getting people to see what we are posting. It seems like we don't reach anyone. Business goals: to drive more sales midweek. Select content resources. So do you have access to resources like photos, videos, graphics, things like that? Yes, I do. We'll say it's $500 per month. And then name, Calafiore, and submit. And we're prepping some results, Drew. So there's some magic happening in the background right now that you can't see, and the person who fills this form out will never know happened, Drew.
I call this like my personal barista, right? It's kind of making my mocha loca latte or whatever you call it, whatever the cool kids call these like large coffees these days. It's what do they call it? Like extra venti, grande, whatever. It's making the things behind the scenes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and boom, check this out.
So what it's created is a personalized social media strategy for the olive merchant, the fictitious business that I entered in, right? Dear olive merchant, thank you for sharing your details with us. As a retail specialty food business, your focus on selling organic EVOO and vinegar from around the world is a unique proposition that can be highlighted effectively on social media platforms. And this kind of gives you a complete rundown and some suggestions and recommendations, platform-specific advice, action steps, and look at this, a call to action at the bottom, Drew.
That's killer. Everybody picking up what we're putting down here. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this. Like, my head right now is all about like lead generation and AI, but this is pretty freaking cool. Like, in the background, AI is doing its thing, while at the same time, I've already collected the information about the business as a lead. Now, we've just led with value. Like, this is incredible, right? For somebody that's actually interested in that net outcome, right? Like right off the bat, you delivered so much value, or at least our AI did in the background.
Right. Now, one thing, that we're not showing you here in this example, just because we wanted you to see the actual output, is that you don't have to show someone the output after they submitted the form. You can keep that to yourself, or you can take the actual output that the AI created, and using webhooks, you could email that to that business or that person who filled that form out, later in the day, in a few minutes, however you wanted to do it, with some other specific messaging, right? So that's a great way to use this as a lead magnet, right? Not just giving them the output, but maybe sending them an email, letting them know that we're working on your custom, social media strategy, and we'll get back to you later. Or would you like to set a time for appointment so we can go over it with you? Pretty cool.
That's pretty slick.
So what does this look like on the front end? Well, this is, when you create an IntelliForm, this is kind of what it looks like here. And as Drew was saying, when he started talking about the new feature today, essentially what it allows you to do is create kind of an AI-powered landing page. With these forms, they're not just forms, you can actually add context, right? For example, we created a cover page that has a nice image at the top, right? It's got a headline. It's got, a paragraph with an explanation of what's happening. And then the button moves you to the next step. So as you can see down here at the bottom, these are all the pages of my form. And on each one of these pages, you've got a lot of flexibility. So maybe on this page, I wanted to put a video at the top rather than an image.
Whoa. So that could be Cassie Brown. Oh, by the way, hey, Cassie, it's really good to see you here.
Cassie here with us? That's cool.
Cassie, fresh back from presenting at the Underground down in Florida. Killer, right? So like on this page, it could be Cassie welcoming people to, this thing.
Right.
Right. And then could I add another video on the second page where, Cassie's saying, hey, great job, right? So it looks like you want a social media plan. Here's what I would do, right? Fill out this form on this page. Let's get started. Let's get you up to speed here. All I need is a couple little pieces of data to get things going. Go ahead and fill out this stuff below, and I'll see you on the next page.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of endears people to Cassie or whoever, like any one of you, or maybe one of your customers and clients, like kind of explaining what's happening on the page.
Yeah. And, oftentimes too, I've always hated this about most form builders, Drew, is they allow you to build the form, but very few of them allow you to add any context. Meaning a video at the top of a form like this is amazing because it does what you just said. You can add instructions, you can introduce yourself, you can let somebody know what is happening here and what they should do and what they'll get at the end.
Imagine like what are those places that you stay? Airbnbs, right? Or VRBO, right? We stay on a bunch of those. Like, imagine scanning a QR code and then the instructions, the welcoming from the building or the homeowner kind of walks you through the process. We all have those questions. If you ever stayed in a VRBO or an Airbnb, like, all right, what's the internet access password? Where do I go and find this? Where do I go to find that? What if you could, I don't know, maybe do a sponsorship from oh my goodness, this has just opened up a world of opportunity for every one of us. Local business sponsorships, right? All these businesses want to attract people while they're in Nashville, right? Boom, you have a little commercial at the top once the output is put, like, man, I'll stop talking right now because my brain just went into overload here.
Yeah. So these are fully customizable, and just like our chatbots, they're all white labelable, meaning you can put your own branding on them. You can not have branding on them. These will load on your custom domain if you've added a custom domain in your account. All those things still apply here. And as I was saying, I think the big flaw in most form makers is the lack of ability to add context to the forms. And that's now been solved by us, right? So this is the front page. And then obviously, I just showed you me filling this out. Next page, business info, current social media presence, so on and so forth. Okay. The end is that page that I showed you here with the AI output. Now, the cool thing is, Drew, is you can also add context to these pages. So what if on top here above the customized social media marketing plan created by our AI, you put a video? What if you wanted to put a paragraph below that with some sort of explanation? You could do that, right? It'd be a video. Hey, thanks so much for filling out the form. Below, you'll find your customized, social media marketing plan that we put together for you. And obviously, if you have any questions or need help implementing this or want a strategy session, feel free to click on the link below and book a time on our calendar. Pretty powerful. So you can display the ending page with the AI output, or you can send somebody to a thank you page where it just says, thank you for filling out the form. We'll get back to you soon, or whatever it happens to be. Or you can redirect to a URL. You've got 3 unique options there for what happens when somebody completes and submits the form, Drew.
It's killer.
Pretty awesome. And just to we'll go back here, show you, here's another few examples.
Let me set this up for you, David.
Sure.
So for those of you who are newsletter accelerator members and people that are operators of local email newsletters, that you spend a lot of time in putting out your issues every single day. Love it. By the way, Barry Sanderson, kicking ass. She shared some news with me last night. My goodness, the opportunities that are before her and for all of us that are running local newsletters. Man, the opportunity to connect with local businesses and just on your newsletter side of things is remarkable. Now you've got an incredible tool at your behest that does something even better, right? Saving you time and energy and allowing that content, events and local business spotlights and stuff like that coming to you. So David, I set it up. I want you to kind of walk everybody through this this IntelliForm that we're going to be using relatively soon on Pottstown Local Scoop.
Yeah, for sure. So, like Drew said, oh my goodness. Oh, Archie.
Archie is excited about this IntelliForm.
He's very excited. As you know, we run local email newsletters, and a big part of those newsletters is listings of events. We constantly get people reaching out to us via DM or however they're reaching out to us, email, and asking if they can give us the info for their event so we can include it in our newsletter. As much as we love that, Drew, it becomes what after a while when you're busy and you got stuff going on, comes a pain in the ass. It can become a major pain in the ass to take all that information in, add it to your newsletter, all those things, right? So we created this IntelliForm to help us make that process easier, okay? So let's just kind of preview this. Would you like to have your local event included in the Pottstown Local Scoop events feed? Click the Get Started button below to submit your event, right? So boom, here we go. I'm just gonna, I've got a Facebook event here, which I'll use as an example.
By the way, guys, we're going to be hosting an event in Philly in April. We would love to invite all of you to come and join us to learn a little bit more about AI. So I was going to kind of post that inside this, but it's going to be held in Philly, probably at Top Golf. We're going to be putting out some information about that relatively soon. So that gives you a couple of months to decide if you can make it or make some arrangements to make sure that you get to it. The last one that we just had out in Glendale was eye-opening. Is this the stuff that was shared and the things that people are doing and the access that you get to the people that are there? Unbelievable. So just kind of earmark and prepare for April. But yeah, we're going to be posting that event in this form relatively soon as we kind of do the relaunch of Pottstown Local Scoop.
All right. So I'm just grabbing some information on an event from Facebook just to show you as an example here. So this is Saturday, July 19th at 7 a.m. So we'll do Saturday, July. Is that what that said? Doesn't really matter.
January.
Yeah. Whatever. I have to get it straight here for the demo. 7 a.m. Address, whatever. We'll just put an address in here.
Oh, Ross, it's going to be hot in April, particularly at that event. So I know that you're all down in Aruba and stuff, but I think you're going to need to make the exception.
Okay, so we'll just take their explanation of what the event is here. So we've added name, event date, address of the event, who is hosting, and some details, right? Hit submit.
And you sit back, you have a little tea, a little coffee, or you wait for your coffee to be created. We have to realize that some really amazing expertise is working behind the scenes. And just like that, a few moments later, look at this.
Yeah. Fully got a little weird stuff there, but that's a little bug. But look at that fully written event write-up that you could add into your newsletter. Now, obviously, you probably wouldn't show this to the person who submits the event. You'd probably just send them to a thank you page. Say, thank you for submitting your event. We'll let you know if we have any questions, right? What you probably do, though, is you can use webhooks here to export that data, the finished AI written result, to like a Google Sheet or a Google document, where you could probably then just go in and copy that. Now, you can also go and grab it here. You can always go to the data. This is all the data from collected forms. You can also export this here as a CSV. You can delete ones that you don't want anymore. So this is what we just created here. But a really simple, easy way to allow people to submit an event and also automatically have a short, brief synopsis or article written about that event that you can just simply copy and paste into your newsletter, Drew.
Yeah, which I think let's just kind of talk about the net outcome of this, right? So there's a net outcome for our newsletter operators, right, which is saving time and the desire to create content. So like the net outcome for that was we just generated a new story, a new article for our newsletter, right? If you're working with a virtual assistant, basically you're just piling on the tasks, right? Here, take this task, take this thing and put it inside our newsletter. Which is, it takes a lot of time, right? I've done it for years now, going out to Facebook and scouring the events of Eventbrite and meetup.com and Facebook and all the different places to find something that's new and relevant. Now it's self-serve for our local businesses and we get emails all the time and that's a pain in the ass. Like, hey, can we submit our event? Then it's a back and forth. No, not anymore. Click this button, fill out the information, and send it to me. I don't even want to talk to you until I want to prospect with you.
In most cases, these local organizations and people who are having events that they want promoted will reach out to you via direct message on Facebook. And what do they send you? They send you this tiny little PDF that has all the information on it. And then you have to take it and you got to decipher it and kind of take the information off of it and type it in somewhere, right? That's a pain in the ass. We don't want to do that anymore. Problem solved, Drew.
Yeah, and along those lines, I don't think you've got the example here, but you could do it along the lines for those of you who are of great interest. For those of you who are newsletter operators, what about a local business spotlight? Could we do one of those for an IntelliForm, David?
I've actually made one, but I've made one. It's actually on our test server. I can't show you here, but we'll be getting templates out for those for anybody who wants those.
Wait, templates, you say?
Oh yeah, I forgot that we can share these with each other. So you can just duplicate one of these via a link, and we can all share different IntelliForms with each other as a community.
Wait, what?
I swear.
How cool is that? Are you guys? Should we include that in access to the ability to share IntelliForms amongst one another and a template library? Would you guys be interested in that?
The template library is coming. We're working on that part.
Okay, let us know in chat if that's of interest to you. If not, we're not going to spend our time and energy building it out.
All right, here's another example, Drew, of a lead magnet. So kind of close your eyes and imagine, you've got a personal trainer or a fitness center who's trying to generate leads. This IntelliForm is about helping somebody create a custom workout plan based upon information that they input into the IntelliForm, right? So we'll kind of go and just fill this out quick, create your custom workout plan. You can kind of just go through the questions quickly. What's your primary goal? Weight loss and general fitness. How many days per week can you work out? What type of workouts do you normally prefer? Cardio and strength training. Continue. How would you rate your current fitness level? Intermediate. Do you have any injuries or physical limitations? How active is your lifestyle? Do you have any specific diet or dietary restrictions? No. How much time can you spend on each workout session? Do you have access to gym equipment? Yeah, I've got free weights, I got a treadmill, and I've got weight machines. And tell us, I think I just added this one in by accident here, so we'll skip that. And here we go, Drew, creating our customized workout plan.
I would probably add like my wife as an example there, so she can kind of control my diet and nag me when I need to go out and work out. Do you have a wife? Do you have a partner that could? I'm joking, completely joking. I know that sounded very chauvinist. but she's great. And she's just like, no, you might want to rethink what you're eating tonight.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
You can copy all this by hitting the copy button. You can also add, as I mentioned, you can add a video to the top here. You can add other context, and you can add a call to action button down here at the bottom of the form.
That's killer.
Yeah. So, a little look at some of the options we have here in terms of blocks. So you can do an H1 title. These are content blocks. H2, you can do a paragraph. We have notification bars that kind of look like that. And you can edit those and, change the color or type of warning or notification. Rich text. So you can do bolding and H1, H2, H3. You can build out a full paragraph with rich text. The text input here is kind of like your main input block. So meaning if we pull one of these in here and we open it, couple things to show you here. Each one of these has a unique ID. And that comes into play when I show you how the prompting works in the back end. So you have a unique ID. You can edit these so they make sense for what you're doing or what that particular field is for. Has a label, a placeholder, helper text. And then you can choose whether you want to do just a simple line of text, email. Should this only be a number? It's kind of like a validation type, or you can do like a text area, which is a larger text area where somebody might type like a longer paragraph. So the big part here is this unique ID that I wanted to show you. In terms of other inputs, you can do email collection, phone number that's validated, so it's formatted correctly. You can do address block. In terms of different choices, you can do checkboxes. Select, which is a drop down, multi-select, which are these little bubbles here that people can click on. Check boxes, multi-select check boxes, date and time, date range, rating. Drew, what's this?
Wait, what? Ratings?
Pull one of these in, and all of a sudden you have star ratings. People, for all of you doing reputation marketing, this could get really interesting. Lots of different ways that you can kind of edit this. You can make, you can increase the size of it. You can change the color of the stars.
Whoa. Ross says, oh crap, there we go. Yep, you know it, Ross.
So, and we also have an opinion, kind of a rate us from 1 to 10 type of deal. How do you feel about this? Strongly, disagree, strongly agree. Separators, spacers, images, and videos currently. So lots of options to help you build these forms out. Lots of options to help you add media and content and context to these pages to let people know what this is, why they want to do it, and what they'll benefit from actually taking the time to fill out one of these forms. Okay. You can change the look and feel here. We have some different themes built in. We'll be adding more of these as we kind of get into it. And above and beyond that, you can create custom themes. So you can create as many different custom themes as you want, add a theme, and you can go through all the different aspects of that and, edit that and make it your own to your heart's desire, Drew.
I outsource all of my themes to Ross Brezovar. Dave, do you have a few minutes to kind of go over the nav bar that's up there, just to touch upon it? I know there's so much that we can be showing everybody, but with that said, we do have the ability, and we invite all of you, if you want to go deeper into this, to connect with Kimberly. Many of you have met Kimberly. She is absolutely a rock star, delightful, just a kick-ass, get stuff done type of person. And we invite you to join that. We'll be dropping a link to that in a moment or two. I think it's demo at AskSpot.ai. Go ahead and schedule a time to connect with Kim. She is absolutely delight to work with. I don't get to talk to her as much as I'd like to because she's helping folks like you guys. But let's go ahead and touch on this a little bit before we wrap things up.
Yeah. So we showed you how to kind of create the forms. We showed you about that unique identifier that each one of those form fields has in terms of inputs, right? So the beauty in this happens behind the scenes in our prompt builder here, okay? So if we click on this, it opens up our prompt. We're not going to go too deep into this today. Really just wanted to kind of give you a sneak peek at what's coming, kind of show you the basics here. But this is where you kind of build out and tell the artificial intelligence what they're supposed to do with the information that's collected from the form. Okay. So for this example, it says you are a fitness coach tasked with creating a personalized workout plan. A prospect has provided their fitness goals, preferences, current fitness level, lifestyle, equipment availability through an IntelliForm. Using this data, generate a tailored 3 to 5 day workout plan that aligns with their needs. And then I put the dynamic input fields here below. So these are all the fields that were filled out on the form, right? And it's super easy. You just kind of come in, hit the pound sign, and it brings up a list of all your custom fields. And you can actually just do search because it doesn't show all of them right on the first page here. So if I type something in, it'll help me search through all those custom fields that I have if you have a lot of them. But it's really easy to do. So for each one, fitness goals, I put in the fitness goals custom field, workout days, workout preferences, so on and so forth. Instructions to the AI, use the provided data to create a structured weekly workout plan, adjust the exercises to match the user's fitness level, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on and on, right? So what we also have the ability to do here is give context and knowledge in terms of sources. Kind of works in the same way that it does in terms of uploading knowledge and context from files, web pages, Q&As, text integrations, like Google Sheets and Google Docs, and RSS feeds. Works the same way as it does in setting up the regular assistants and bots, right? But when you build your prompt out, you can now say, hey, I want you to use this specific right here. How should the AI use this information? So I've checked off, I have a detailed context document for the fitness programs that I uploaded as a context source. Context source, sorry. I checked that off. So we want to use that in this prompt. And then what you can do is explain exactly how you want it to use that piece of knowledge or context that you uploaded with building out the final output. Okay. Which is kind of cool. And you can do that from prompt to prompt. Now we can do something called prompt chaining, where one prompt does one part of the process and passes the output to the next prompt here. And then you can, chain prompt after prompt after prompt to finally get a final output. So maybe an example of that would be, maybe if somebody uploaded or gave you a bunch of text that they pasted in for something you were collecting, and you want, or say for the event, maybe somebody gave you all the details of the event. You might want the first prompt to take all that information, spell check it and grammar check it, and then pass that output to the second prompt, where it's actually going to take all the grammar checked and spell checked information from the first prompt and create the final write-up for that event. Does that make sense, Drew?
Yeah, it does. Listen, this looks like it might be very complex. We built this intentionally to be visually simple. And is it going to take you a little bit of time to get, play around with it? Like, you're not going to break anything, right? Quite honestly, you got to get in there and use it. And we would invite everybody. I'm going to go ahead and pop a link into the comment again. If you're not using it, you gotta just make it a habit to get in there and use this a little bit and test the limits. Hey, maybe I can do this. What if it could do this? Certainly, we're going to have templates. We're going to have cool instructions and all kinds of cool stuff to get you started, right? The best way to do that, Robin, and anybody that might seem a little bit intimidated or overwhelmed by this, because it can be overwhelming. but we've made it as simple as we possibly can, and we'll always make it better over time, is to simply make an appointment to connect with Kim at demo.askspot.ai and take a half hour, simply a half hour, and just build out a simple form, build out a simple AI assistant or a bot. And then you'll have questions, right? And you can always schedule another appointment to connect with Kim, right? Or us or whatever. And we'll walk you through like, hey, what is it that you're trying to do? Right. And we'll build, we'll work with you. The best way to do that is to do it yourself along with us. Right. And build out something simple for yourself and then test the limits. Like, oh, if I could do that, here's what I'm trying to do for my newsletter. Here's what I'm trying to do for my real estate business or for a client or whatever it might be. Chaining this stuff together to maybe it's not possible, right? And the only way to figure that out is to try it and to do some of the cool stuff that you're probably starting to think about right now.
So that's kind of how, a little look at how it works on the back end and how it actually produces that artificial intelligence output that we've displayed a few times on some of these demo forms. A few other things to show you here, quick customization. So there's some options here that you can turn on or turn off. Like, do you want to show a progress bar in your form? Do you want to show page navigation, meaning here at the top, as you go through this form, people would be able to navigate back to a previous page if need be, things like that. So you can turn that on and off. You can actually customize the loader. So when it says preparing your whatever it is, you can actually say, preparing your customized workout plan or preparing your customized social media marketing plan. That's the loader that displays while the AI is doing the work in the background.
My preferred comment there is, I pity the fool who isn't patient for their data. Right? You can have fun with this, guys, and just like, we know that you guys are all waiting. This is taking too long. You're all complaining. Like, the seriousness of this technology is just profound.
Yeah.
David Schwartz just commented. He said it was really great to meet David Schwartz out in Arizona. David Schwartz gets an attaboy for showing up for himself. He's launching a podcast and he's going to be doing some interviews with some local nonprofits and doing some really cool stuff. Yes, David, he says it looks perfect to collect client intake data. So as he's interviewing local businesses and nonprofits and, cool businesses like that, IntelliForms can handle A to Z for that.
Yeah. I mean, so imagine you sending an intake form to somebody who's going to be on your podcast. They can fill out, information on that form, tell the podcast host, all about them, what they're doing, what their business, what they have going on, right? And then when they submit that form, you could just send them to a thank you page. But in the back end, you guys can receive perhaps a document with suggested questions for that podcast guest. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Branding on or off, you can say powered by your brand. Here's the target link. You can choose which AI model you want to use, OpenAI, Gemini, Claude, set the temperature. All those things are here. In terms of sharing, you can edit the SEO. That's for the favicon and the title of the actual form page. Open graph settings. So when you share this on Facebook or social media, it has a nice image and the title and description, and then the code. So this is your link. If you have a custom domain connected in your AskSpot account, it would use your custom domain and not AskSpot domain. And then the embed code, you can embed these forms on any web page, Drew. Really easy.
So first of all, how'd you get that picture of me when I had hair and, I'm looking strong and without the gut, but clearly you did some spying. That's so cool, man. Like being able to control all that kind of stuff and essentially white label this form and this bot is really cool.
Now, one more thing I want to show you, which we will be giving to all of you, is something that we created to help you make creating these IntelliForms easier. So we created a custom GPT over in ChatGPT, which is called the IntelliForm Creator. Okay. And it's really easy to use, and it will lead you through the process and ask you all the relevant questions that it needs to help you create all of the content and context for one of these forms, Drew. So just load it up. You hit the start button. It says, great, let's get started on creating your IntelliForm. First, could you share some details about the intended audience and industry this form will serve? So let's say I want to make a lead magnet for my local marketing agency that can help me connect with local businesses that need social media marketing. So I was going to kind of like work you through this. So step one, defining the value. What type of output or deliverable do you want the IntelliForm to provide the business after they complete it? So a customized social media marketing strategy, a social media audit report, recommendations for improving engagement and ad performance. We'll just go with number one here. So now what it's doing is actually creating the questions for your form. It's all formatted the way that the custom fields are formatted in AskSpot. So now at this point, it's just easy as copy and paste, Drew. So here's a draft of the questions. Now it's going to give you a set of questions. You can look at those. You can work with ChatGPT to add, revise, whatever you need to do. But it really gives you a great starting point and some ideas, right? So what's the name of your business? What industry does your business operate? What are your primary goals and social media marketing? On and on and on. It also gives you what you should put in for the unique identifier on the input field, right? Those are the custom fields that you're adding into the prompt to help it create the output, right? So it's all there. So you say, looks good. Now it's going to create the prompt for you. This is the prompt that you're going to add here. And it even gives you, you can copy the whole thing, and it's got all of the fields already programmed in that you see here, right? Now, it can create a context document or a knowledge-based document that you can use as a source to help create a better output. So continue, looks good. So we're removing some of the thinking for you guys. This is a great way to come up with ideas, to brainstorm, depending on who you work with, what types of clients, what you need within your own agency. One thing Drew and I have been talking about recently too is like AskSpot is a really amazing tool for your own business. Lead magnets, creating SOPs for your VAs and your employees and people who you work with. There's so many uses for it. So sometimes you just got to think outside the box a little bit. So you could take this context document here, copy it all, come back over here, go to sources, go to text, and you could just paste it in, and it would add that knowledge and context to help the prompt create a better output in the end. So this makes it really, really simple. You can also work with it here after it creates these assets for you to help you create a headline for your cover page. It can create a paragraph that explains, what the form is, what the benefits are, and what you'll get in the end for like a cover page, all those sorts of things this can help you with. So we'll give everybody access to this, Drew. It's going to be very helpful for everybody.
For $999 billion, we're going to give you this GPT. Joking, guys. We're going to be including this for everybody inside of AskSpot. You guys dig that? You guys cool? You guys cool if we stack a little bit more cool on this?
And hey, Kim, would you mind putting a link to the school community in the chat? This is where we're going to give access to this. So if you're not part of our community on school, you need to join in order to get access to this GPT. And Kim will put a link to that there into the chat, or just go to school and search for AskSpot.
Yeah, we'll drop that link in just a moment, guys. But it's we've got a growing community, a very private community of AskSpot AI builders. And we've got some cool stuff in there, and it's it's our privilege to invite you there. So let's kind of wrap things up, guys. Clearly there's a lot that's under the hood in AskSpot 3.0. To get more acquainted with AskSpot, we invite you to go deeper on a demo or an onboarding call. As I invited everybody before, their link is somewhere in the chat. I think I'll drop it one more time here. There you go. Go ahead and click upon that and schedule a onboarding and demo call with Kim to go a little bit deeper in this kind of stuff. It's all exploratory for those of you who are already AskSpot members. It's probably a good refresher for you. For those of you who are not AskSpot members, we've got something cool for you. You can always join AskSpot and get started because this is coming relatively soon. So with that said, guys, let's kind of dig back into this here. AskSpot 3.0 is your complete toolkit for solving challenges, but more importantly, it's a tool set designed to achieve successful net outcomes. I want you to start thinking about net outcomes that you're going to deliver for not only your business, but for your customers and clients. Like, I'm ditching a lot of that third-party software to build out web pages and stuff. Like, let's just get to the nitty-gritty. If I want to generate leads, I'm using an AskSpot landing page and form, right? Delivering value, delivering little mini courses, delivering all kinds of cool stuff, appointments for massage therapists, and pretty much anybody that requires an appointment. We can now do that and integrate quite well, right? So here's why all that matters. Efficiency, right? You can automate repetitive tasks, giving you more time to focus on strategic growth. Engagement, like, that's pretty engaging, right? Walks you through a lot of people talking about quizzes. My goodness, wait until you see what I'm building out for a community of nurses. Like, I did it before, but it's much, much better now. Building personalized, data-driven experiences that resonate. Scalability, simple, practical, and pragmatic no-code solutions. AskSpot's AI powered IntelliForms work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across a multitude of channels, either through a link or you can embed these suckers on any page that you can possibly think of. Whether you're carving a path to grow like a carpenter or refining precision like a surgeon, AskSpot 3.0 helps you achieve those net outcomes for your business and those of your clients faster, smarter, and better. At the heart of AskSpot 3.0 is this belief: with the right tools, anything is possible. So whether you or your clients are building, growing, designing, diagnosing, or seeking a successful net outcome, AskSpot is here to empower your success. And we can't wait to get this in your hands. AskSpot 3.0 will be available soon. And we highly recommend that you connect with us for continuing education and getting onboarded with AskSpot 1.0/2.0 and now 3.0. Once you get familiar with the platform, you're going to know where everything is, all the toggles, the switches, and what's potentially possible. We don't want to overwhelm you, but if you're looking to kind of get something up rather quickly, the best way to learn how to do that is to connect with Kim at demo.askspot.ai. We invite you to power your agency's toolkit with AskSpot.ai and start creating extraordinary net outcomes. So I know everybody's been asking, a lot of people have been asking, is this available in our accounts right now? And the answer is no, not yet. But here's how you can get early and priority access to AskSpot 3.0.
Today.
today. We could use your help. We're going to be super transparent. Naturally, we were going to do something on Product Hunt, but we've decided not to do that, or at least it's a little bit more complicated as such. If you would do us a favor, if you would just do us a solid, if we provided value today, if we, spiked some interest or intrigue, it would mean the world to us if you could give us and leave us a testimonial at feedback.askspot.ai. Kim, if you wouldn't mind popping that in chat, or somebody copy that down, feedback.askspot.ai. You'll greatly help us as we start to promote this and as we get the approval to go back on Product Hunt. Our selfish interest in this is to grow the platform, to bring more people and help them help themselves and their clients that they're working with by using this simple tool. I think we're priced very affordably for basically a software tool that you can go out there and sell unlimited chatbots, unlimited to unlimited businesses over and over and over and over again, and make a boatload of money.
So here's the deal, Drew. If you go over to feedback.askspot.ai and leave us a review or feedback, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a video review or feedback. We'd really appreciate that. But as soon as you do that and you submit it, we will actually open up access to the IntelliForms in your account as soon as you do that. And then it's coming out for everybody sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, ideally video. That would really be helpful to that, for us to kind of get true and valid and verifiable feedback from folks that are our friends, our colleagues, and users of our platform. And some folks that are already on this call have said some nice things about us in the past, and we greatly appreciate it. We do appreciate your choice to do business with us. We know that you've got that choice, certainly in the way that the world is. Lots of choices and opportunities. Olive and Donald and Ross and Jeff and Rhonda and Gary and Teresa, thank you so much for your continued trust and patience as we build these things out. This has been around for a year, and we're not planning to go anywhere anytime soon. Jackie, Laura, everybody has said some very nice things, particularly about us and this platform. And we continue to put more time and effort and development into this platform. We're AskSpot 1.0 and where we are right now and where we're going to be in the months to come. We're very, very excited. So go ahead and simply leave us an honest and transparent review, and we'll open up access in your AskSpot account today. To the general public, that's going to come out a little bit later, or when they decide to get access to AskSpot. Head over to feedback.askspot.ai. And with that said, I know we've been on for a while. There was lots to share, and there's so much more that we could continue to share. But let's go ahead and open up for a brief Q&A session. If you guys have a burning question, please put it in the chat right now. QQQ. I will try to go back through the chat to see if we missed anything. But if you've got a burning question and you wouldn't mind re-asking it, so it's kind of readily available to us, put QQQ, ask your question, and we'll be glad to answer it for you. I think we answered them all.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate that. We love you too, man. Greg Stillman says, nicely done. Once again, appreciate you, Greg.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Brenda.
Cool.
I got to connect with Cassie too.
Yeah. All right. Well, Drew, I don't see any questions coming in. We'll just wait like another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll be on our way up. There we go. Here's one. Can IntelliForms be added as a flow channel? No, it cannot be, Cameron. You could probably link to one from one of your flows, but it can't be, it's not going to work within the chatbot in a flow. You could link to one though. We'll integrate with Event Burner. I don't know what sort of integrate. I don't think Event Burner they don't have an API or hooks or anything, unfortunately.
We're talking to Ben. If they open up an API, we'd be elated to do so.
Can we give access to IntelliForms only to clients? You can give access to an IntelliForm to anybody you want. You can use them for yourself. You can create tools and lead magnets for clients. It's totally up to you and your imagination, Les.
Yeah, I think the one question, I think Sherry asked that about Event Burner. We like Event Burner. The interface and all that kind of stuff is very cool. I think the main problem is, for newsletter operators or anyone that's running events in a local space, is the collection and entering of that data. So 90% of the battle is getting the data, and then 10% is the repetitive task of entering it in. I would suspect if he created or opened an API, we'll talk to Zach and Ben to see if that's on their roadmap, and if so, then we'll look at that.
Brian's asking, is the dashboard something that we can white label? No, Brian, that's not something you can currently white label. Ross said, I had meetings with a few HR departments after my AI seminar, and I could see how to use this for them, giving employees access to, sure, FAQs. Absolutely, Ross. Can we get AskSpot to pop up on Beehive? You can embed a form that would embed in the web version of Beehive. But what some people do is sometimes when there's something that's like embedded on the web version and then want it to be seen on the email version, they will take like kind of a screenshot that would kind of just be, when you tap on it, would take you over to the form, if that makes sense. But there's limitations in terms of what can be embedded or added into an email. Nice comment by Cassie. Thank you. We appreciate that. Is the output from IntelliForms downloadable as a PDF? Not currently. You can download a .csv file with all the outputs. You can also take the output from the AI and webhook it over to Zapier, which could create a PDF for you currently. But making a PDF download is something that we definitely consider adding in.
We do have a copy button, so I mean, at the very least, it's 2 clicks. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk to our guys and see if we can add it as an option to download as a PDF.
Greg, not yet. That's something we can consider for the future for sure. Let's see here. Is there a way to have a verification step like email at the beginning so only people in my database? Not currently, Jason. This is really simple thus far. That's things that we maybe can expand upon for the future. Have you shared the link? Kim, can you add a link to the school community or Drew into the chat?
I'll grab it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Looking forward to it, Ross. Let's see here. Couldn't you add it to the prompt to create the output as a PDF? Possibly. I don't think it's going to give you a downloadable PDF as the output, though, Tim. Can you give it a try? Cool.
Yeah, I just dropped the link for the AskSpot school group. If you're not part of that group, you got to join. I just find that the school group is less distracting for the subject matter at hand, and I just get a lot more done without having to be on platforms like Facebook and things like that. So we invite you to join it. Like, we're moving everything over to school. It's really pretty useful for us.
George, can you post a bot in Facebook? No, Facebook's not going to allow you. But you could post a link to a bot or in a IntelliForm link on in a Facebook post, but there's no way to like embed a bot, on a Facebook page or anything like that. Cool. Looks like we got some excitement about this, Drew. Just applied to join your school group. Looking forward. Thanks, Ross. We'll see you over there, man. Absolutely. Cool.
I know we covered a lot, guys. Be on the lookout. We're going to be having lots of little mini trainings, build-a-bot sessions, build IntelliForm sessions coming up. We're just getting started with this, but the root functionality inside of IntelliForms with AskSpot 3.0, I think is going to be very expansive. Thank you, Richard. Really appreciate the kind words and feedback. We greatly appreciate everybody showing up today. We're super excited to see what you guys are creating and will create with AskSpot and these IntelliForms. Listen, if you've struggled with developing websites, like now you've got the ability to create an AI powered website. And, I think and believe that websites have two jobs, or actually has one job, and that's to get the lead, right? Anything above and beyond, or okay, maybe it's to inform as well, to provide value. So maybe three things. But ultimately, for you and for your clients, to convert somebody into a new customer, a new lead is the primary function. Everything else is bullshit. So, if you can create a user experience that is powered by AI in the background that, delivers the value that you and your mindset can create on the output, the net outcome, um, the world is at your behest. Like pretty much every business that I can think of, up and down Main Street, restaurants, pizza shops, salons, massage therapists, physicians, attorneys, HVAC companies, landscapers, you name it. They could all benefit from an IntelliForm and the way that you structure it. Designers, creators, website developers, like you get it. Like there's so much that you can deliver to these people.
And listen, as Drew and I have been preaching about since kind of, talking about internally since about the middle point of last year, and now really talking about publicly is, the direction our agency is going in terms of we're not going to be offering, traditional local marketing services much longer. Really, those are kind of going away. AI over the next, 24 to 48 months is going to really eat at a lot of those traditional local marketing services. And if you don't adjust and change with the times, your agency is going to die. We're going to be concentrating on moving forward is working with businesses to help them implement artificial intelligence into their business, to help them save time, to help them better, serve their clients and customers, and help them generate leads. That's where we're going. And AskSpot is going to be a big part of that. It's not just about, customer service chatbots anymore. Those are cool. Those are great. And we think you should be selling and offering those, but start thinking outside the box. What kind of tools can you create for yourself, for your clients, for your customers, for future prospects that would be helpful for them? For example, how about working with a real estate brokerage to create custom IntelliForm tools that when an agent in the office fills it out with some specific information, can write the property description for a new listing, that can create a week's worth of social media posts just by filling out a form. Think about that. Little tools that help business owners save time, better serve their clients and customers. That's where we're going here. We want everybody to kind of start thinking in that mindset. It's really important.
All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Hey, Rand, thank you so much for that. Those are very kind words. I hope all is well in Israel. Thank you so much for the kind words. Cassie, Jason, Ross, everybody that showed up for yourselves today. You should give yourselves a round of applause, but thank you for the kind feedback and the engagement today. We've put a lot of time and effort into this, and we're so glad that you see something for yourselves in this. And that's really why we built it.
All right. Once again, what's the link to leave us some feedback and get access to IntelliForms today is feedback. Where's that? Can you go to that slide, Drew? There we go. Feedback.askspot.ai. We'll put that in the chat right now. You can click on it.
We're going to work on getting a replay out. It should be available right away since this is being done over StreamYard. And we might have a couple of encore sessions, maybe a little bit less on the slide and more in the demo side of things. If you're interested in that, join us in school and let us know that you guys want that. If not, we're not going to bother inviting you out to another session. We'll gladly do that if this is of value and importance to you. But in the meantime, head over to feedback.askspot.ai if you want early access to this before our public launch. And certainly you can do that by going to demo.askspot.ai and connecting with Kimberly. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of this day. Go out there and get them. Get excited. I'd love to hear some case uses and thoughts of how you might use an AI-powered landing page and IntelliForm to help yourself and help your clients. The types of clients, the types of verticals. Man, my head is just exploding with ideas. So, guys, enjoy the rest of this day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.